Ah yes, the new year has come and the holiday season is gone, and with it, my will to live. Alright, so I'm pretty sure that we all know that loot boxes have been a growing issue in the gaming industry constantly year after year. Recently, even more so. We've seen the introduction from Battlefront 2. Just constant microtransaction in game after game after game with no end in sight. And that simply comes down to one thing, and that is because it's making the money, so of course they're going to keep doing it. So back in November, Ubisoft made a small announcement about the microtransactions in their new Trials game, I believe it was. It's the motorcycle game. And it, of course, rightfully pissed a very large group of individuals off, and I'm sure you can guess who it is, and it's, gamers, rise up. But yes, they made a statement, which I'm going to get to that in 1 second, which pissed people off to a massive extent, but in reality, they're actually right. And I know you're hovering over that dislike button, you're like, how could you do this? You betrayed our trust, Anakin. But no, really. Let me read it for you first, before you get mad, and let me explain the reasoning behind this and why they're, in a sense, right. As has been pointed out, these loot crates are purely cosmetic. I do appreciate why players feel the way they do about them. However, as it was also pointed out, you can always just not buy them. Ultimately, they're intended for players who want something to help them stand out from the crowd when playing online, or even just those who are big fans of the game and want to support us further. Yes, it means that some players end up spending more on our games than others, and that does result in increased profits for us. It also helps us to put more money into new titles and to understand what players look for in games. If players simply did not buy these crates, they would not be added into games in the future. And that last sentence is the key here, because that's pretty much this whole thing. They could have put nothing else in here and just included that last sentence as their quote, as their response to gamers, and it would have been enough to piss people off. They didn't need anything else. If players simply didn't buy these crates, they would not be added into games in the future. And this is where I say they're absolutely right. The reason that this business, this corporate, entity has decided to include these constantly in games is because people are buying them. If a business understands that a certain venture is not going to bring them revenue, they are not going to embark on that, marketing campaign or product release or whatnot. Because if it's making the money in the past, consistently, only increasing, which I'm sure right now loot boxes are probably wavering, but they were increasing in popularity at a certain point, especially with CSGO and whatnot. But they're just going to keep doing it if people are buying it, because if you're going to make a large amount of money with minimal effort, why not jump on that? Now, it's not the entirety of the community's fault for these loot boxes, as we've seen the large majority of people are not very happy with loot boxes in games, and the random factor, the gambling, not being able to get what they want when they want it. So it's kind of like, I need my money and I need it now, because it's nice to be able to just purchase a skin for an item or a specific item just in general, one that hopefully does not bring a pay-to-win aspect to the game. Like, whenever you want it, I would straight up in Smite, let's take that as for example, I give them money when I know I want something and I can get it right away. Like, if I see a skin and I want it, if it's not in a box or a chest or a package or whatever they call it, I don't know what they call it anymore, I won't go for it, because it's just a waste of my money. And I know that in some of these crates where there's like 50 items, it's going to take me way too long and I'm going to spend like $50, $60 just trying to get it. So Ubisoft and other companies obviously understand that there are these small group of individuals or whales who are purchasing hundreds, if not thousands of dollars worth of these crates because they just have the money to throw around. And this brings them a large amount of revenue, and it makes up for those individuals who buy none. Another thing that contributes to this is that small group of individuals who decide like, one won't hurt, or two won't hurt, who really cares? I got like a couple bucks extra on Steam to throw at it, or, whatever store you have in in-game currency, and you just throw your money at it. Like, $2, $2.50, which is probably what these cost, I'm guessing, somewhere around there. But that is enough to show them that you are putting money towards it, that you just believe that they are doing the right thing, and that it doesn't really matter if you spend just a couple of bucks, but it absolutely matters because that adds up over time. Because then 10, 100, 1,000, 10,000 people think the same way. They're just like, I'll throw $1, $2, $3 at it, and it won't really matter. But in reality, that adding up with the whales makes a huge difference. And if you do contribute to that, and if that thought comes in your head, you should probably just, you know, rip your brain out and throw it to the curb and curb stomp that bitch. But really, do not pay for even one of these loot boxes in any way, shape, or form, because you're just contributing to the problem. Even if you don't think it's much money, they're getting a majority of their cash from those single individuals who are spending hundreds of thousands of dollars on the game, and you are just adding into that pool of cash that they're making. So moral of the story, Ubisoft is right. We all know it, even if we don't want to. Don't hate me. I don't like it either in any way, shape, or form. Just don't put any money towards it, and hopefully, eventually, we will learn to not put any cash into this, and it will slowly fade away. If you guys did like the video, drop a like down below. If you didn't, you know what to do. If you want to see more videos like this, as well as other talks, discussions, and gaming videos overall, go ahead and click that juicy subscribe button and that little notification bell right next to it. I hope you guys all enjoyed this little rant and video. Hope you learned something about it, and you'll take something away from it, hopefully. And I will catch you on the next one.